Welcome back, Lake Protectors, to another episode of the podcast, a very special episode with our very own, the lovely Danielle Brown.
Hi, Lindsay.
Hi, Danielle. Welcome. We're going to be talking about all of the fun events that the LGA has coming up this summer, but we will have more. We're just going to do kind of a high-level list, but definitely keep checking back because we're going to be adding more. We are in planning mode. So welcome. How are you doing today?
Thank you. Very good. I made the long trek down here to visit my...
We appreciate it. I know it's arduous. Well, let's jump right in. What is the main event we have for the summer?
Well, we do have a lot of events this summer.
Yeah.
We are really excited to kick it off, though, in June with our membership event. So on June 19th, we will be holding our fourth wave membership kickoff, open to all LGA members. And if you're interested in learning about becoming an LGA member, it's a really fun event to get involved with. So our friends at Waterfront Hospitality have allowed us to take over the HorrorCon, and we'll be having some fun entertainment. We'll have music, some great food, and some great drinks to officially kick off the summer, but it'll also be a really great opportunity to not only meet other LGA members, but to meet some of the staff, some fourth wave representatives, and to really learn a little about what we do, but really about how you can get involved with our organization.
That's awesome. And we hope for great weather. Last year there was great weather, so we're praying to the weather gods. Also a true summer kickoff because that is the last night of spring.
Exactly.
And leads into summer. So that's June 19th.
June 19th.
5 p.m.?
So 6 to 8 p.m.
6 to 8. Okay.
And tickets are on our website. You can find them on the events page of our website.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, that'll be fun. And then, of course, every year the LGA holds their annual gala.
Yes.
When is the gala?
So the gala is July 11th. Okay. That's really our biggest fundraising event of the year. Most people have heard about our galas. They sell out. Upwards of 300 people and more each year. The Sagamore has been so kind to invite us back again.
Yep.
This year it will be a lobster bake, which will be fun. But we'll also have different menu items for everybody. Yes. So there'll be beef and chicken and all of that.
Vegetarian options.
Exactly. So it's always a fun event. We have some exciting auction items. There's always some trips, some unique lake experiences that auction off. So always a lot of fun. And then, of course, the ability to paddle up for our lake. So it's it is our biggest fundraising event of the year. And it's really, it has a huge impact on funding all of the amazing programs that you run, our science team runs. So it's a lot of fun. We have Silver Arrow Band joining us again, which is always a good time.
Okay,
so, after we have lots of fun buying trips and spending our money, we get to dance and celebrate and, celebrate another successful season.
Definitely. Okay, so that's July 11th. What time?
July 11th, 6 o'clock.
Okay. And it goes through the night. It's a pretty, it's a late event. So come party all night with us.
More, and actually, if you get a group of friends together or you have your company wants to sponsor, some of those higher level sponsorships come with 10 and 12 seats and also a dock slip, which is always nice and convenient. It's a nice way to make more out of the night.
Vote to the event.
Yeah, which is always a good time.
That is really nice. I do remember a few people doing that last year. Okay, July 11th tickets also available on our website.
Those tickets are on our website now, yes, and I would book that sooner than later. That event sells out every year.
Yeah.
It's definitely one not to be missed.
Definitely. Okay, what else do we have?
What else do we have? So we have our Lake George Cleanup Day really ends the season.
Yeah, we have a start, we have an end.
Personally, one of my favorite events. It's an event that started with our fourth wave group, with a group of younger individuals looking to really have a direct impact on lake protection. And what ended up happening was hundreds of people showing up, making teams, cleaning up the lake, but also businesses coming out to sponsor.
Yep.
It's a free event to participate in. Mm-hmm. It has grown into an event that the local business community has gotten involved in and sponsors. So we have had Waste Connections as our main sponsor. We've had Lake George Beach Club and Tiki boats and all of these wonderful lakeshore.
We get divers in the water.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a great partnership between the village and the sheriff's department. And we are doing cleanup on land, underwater. It's such a wonderful community event that so many people turn up for each year. So we're really excited to do that again on September 14th.
Yeah, come pick up trash with us. See the coolest thing you can pull out of the lake or anywhere. We've pulled up bikes. There was a carriage last year.
We've had everything from sports teams, local high school sports teams, to businesses, to just groups of friends showing up to have a good time and get together and do something great for the lake. So I would encourage anyone and everybody to block that morning off.
Yeah.
And we usually have some great food and music afterwards. So it's a fun time, but it's also really impactful to see how many people really care about doing right by our lake.
We had a lot of people turn up last year just that were, hadn't necessarily registered ahead of time, but then showed up as we were out cleaning up, and they joined us. So that was great too.
Plus, it's always exciting to see the weird things that you're going to pull
exactly.
up.
That's what I mean.
I think I've seen a high chair, which is unfortunate, but
that one's
always entertaining.
The bicycle last year was interesting.
Yeah.
It was right in the water.
Some historical pieces. You can see some old, restaurant.
Old beer cans.
Yeah, it's not ideal, but we're getting it.
But we're pulling it out.
And the nice thing is in the village, we've seen less and less trash coming out of the lake, which is amazing and really the point.
Yes.
So we love to see this event continue to spread up and around the lake and be sort of a lake-wide holiday each year and make it part of the culture of Lake George.
Yeah. So we have summer kickoff, we have a summer conclusion.
Yes.
But then we also have some fun stuff in between, starting with, of course, my favorite are going to be the floating classroom programs. So floating classroom programs, we always have our public programs every Wednesday at 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. But then we also are taking the boat around the lake this year. So we are going up to Bolton on July 7th and August 1st. We're also going all the way up to Thai on July 15th. And then we'll be in Hague on August 4th.
And don't forget, you're taking our fourth wave crew out on May 12th.
Yes, and we're taking the fourth wave crew out on May 12th. This will come out after that, so there should be good. We'll have video, whatnot, of our fourth wave crew out. Yeah. And they'll be doing our brand new program all about water quality. So we started this last year. It's an adult-focused program on the floating classroom, but it really dives into the floating classroom concepts that we do with our general public a little bit more. So that'll be
we'll make sure they test run that program and get it all.
And again, hoping for nice weather because the last time I heard they had a downpour, but that's okay.
They did, but they had fun.
Yeah, the kids do too. We're rain or shine. We'll make it work no matter what.
Science is fun.
Yes.
No matter the weather.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So all those tickets are available on our website, the All About Water Quality. We're just going to keep pushing you guys to our website, but All About Water Quality, all those dates have been listed on our website. So plenty of floating classroom trips that anyone can join throughout the summer. We also have some great community science programs too. So not everyone always wants to go out on the water, or maybe they've done it before, but our community science programs, the first one is WAVE, which the LGA has participated in for well over 10 years. Have you done any of the WAVE?
I haven't.
You'll have to come out this year. Yeah, so WAVE is a DEC program. It runs from July 1st through September 30th, and that involves people going out to local streams in the watershed and collecting macroinvertebrate bugs. And specifically, we want to find ones that are pollution sensitive, because if we find pollution sensitive bugs in our streams, we can make a generalization that the stream is probably healthy. Otherwise, they wouldn't live there. So all that information is, again, on our website. You can sign up for it. And we'll do a training later in June. What else do we have? Hab Watch. So if someone... Yeah, that's a huge one. If someone wants to, you live on the shore, you spend a lot of time at the lake, you can come on up, and when conditions seem to be just right for a harmful algal bloom, we'll send you an email to be extra alert out on the lake.
Yeah. I mean, especially our lakefront people, they have the most consistent eyes on on the lake, especially in their properties. They're the first to notice if anything doesn't look right. So
yeah, get your binoculars, go out there. It's not, really all you're doing is looking, observing. If you see one, notify us, notify Darren Freshwater, and even if it's not a HAB or a potential HAB, it's at least good to be on the lookout and let us know just in case.
Absolutely.
We never want to find them, but when we do, we want to know about it and be like,
better safe than sorry.
Better safe than sorry, boots on the ground. Right. Yes. So we have one other community science event this year. That is the AIS Monitoring, Aquatic Invasive Species Monitoring Weekend. That is going to be August 8th, 9th, and 10th. So volunteers can go out and basically we're monitoring the lake to see if there's any new aquatic invasive species. Yeah. There has not been a new one since 2012. We're hoping for no more. The boat inspection station has really helped with that. But volunteers sign up, they do a survey, they can swim, they can paddle, they can boat, really whatever is the most comfortable for everyone is what they're able to do and look for aquatic invasive species. Yeah. And look for the ones that are already, we know are in the lake.
Now, are your volunteer events kid-friendly?
Of course they're kid-friendly. All of our volunteer events are kid-friendly. A lot of people will do wave with kids, even cleanup day. Yeah. I feel like half the folks that come to cleanup day are kids.
My kids were working cleanup day.
Yeah, that's right.
My daughter was running the registration table.
Well, we'll see her again this year.
Put them to work in my house.
Yeah. All of our events, AIS monitoring, I know a lot of people get out there. They're all great educational opportunities too. And a lot of the kids these days, they're growing up with invasive species, climate change. They know about it, as they're joining us and being a part of it, probably more so than when I was younger. So
absolutely. My 8-year-old is my checkpoint. I'm the one that works at the LGA, but yet he's always monitoring my water output. And,
good to have that checks and balances.
These are great ways to show them they can have a real impact on their environment where they live.
Yes. We are working on a lot of other events this year, too. It's early in the season. We want to get this out to everyone so you guys at least have something to, a list of things that we're putting out. But we're working on some events for Invasive Species Awareness Week, which will be in early June, and lots of other things.
And there's always ways that we can get creative with events as well. Yeah. So we know a lot of people have ideas about, how they can hold informative events or be involved with them. We have our Bay by Bay program, which we have, individuals who have often lake properties that invite us out and we'll bring the floating classroom and we can give information about the science behind what we do and how to have a greater impact, whether that's through investment or getting more involved with programming. But we have some great Bay by Bay events that we hold. Mm-hmm. If that's something people are interested in, they can always reach out to myself or Tira McGuffey to learn more about those opportunities. We're trying to get more community members out on that floating classroom. Yeah. That's why we're test running that program of yours. But, it's a great opportunity to have some team building or, just learn more about how the lake impacts these local businesses and how lucky we are to benefit from it and what we can do to give back.
And the work that LGA is doing to help protect the lake.
Absolutely.
You can also book a private floating classroom program. Reach out to Lindsay, me, if you're interested in that. We do summer camps, adult programs all throughout the summer. So if you have any interest, reach out to me and we'll get you on the calendar. Otherwise, I think that's it for what we've got so far, but we are all actively in planning mode. There is not a day where we are not all running around like crazy around here. So thank you so much for joining us, Danielle. We're going to get you back. You're perfect at this.
Thank you for having me. Yes. This was fun. You made this relatively painless.
Oh, good. I try. But we'll see you back soon. I demand it.
Absolutely. And I hope to see everybody out on the lake this summer.
We want to see you on the lake. We want to see you participating in our programs, the gala, the kickoff, floating classroom. Any of our, our community science events, they're all free.
Yeah, like you mentioned, keep checking our events page. We'll be adding to that probably throughout the summer.
For sure.
But also, we're always accessible, so feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions at all.
And what is the events page?
LakeGeorgeAssociation.org/events.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Danielle. Yes, long but simple. Well, we will be back again soon, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The Lake Protectors podcast is a production of the Lake George Association. To check out the work that the LGA is doing, follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Lake George Association. You can also visit our website at lakegeorgeassociation.org. This episode was produced by Jacqueline Mignot. If you'd like to hear more, follow us on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.